Hi, my name is Trey Anderson, and as you could tell by the title of the video, I happen to be a big One Piece fan. Really nothing else to it. I love One Piece a lot. Well, like, as you could tell by the straw hat I'm wearing, I love One Piece a lot, and watching it, when I started watching it, honestly, one of the best decisions I made. And in this video, I'm going to tell you how it impacted my life in the most positive way possible. But for a little background, my name is Trey Anderson. I was born on the 21st of March, and actually, my birthday is coming up here on Saturday. I'm going to be 24. That's crazy. And yes, I'm 24 and I still live with my dad. Go ahead and make fun of me, but we're working on that. But born on March 21st, 2002, in Lewiston, Idaho. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be weird. It's just I'm not used to filming, being on video all the time. But yeah, born on March 21st, 2002, Lewiston, Idaho. My parents got divorced when I was like 3, 4 years old, but I won't get into that. My dad got remarried and stuff, but him and my stepmom ain't together anymore. But this ain't about that. This is about One Piece. So I started watching One Piece back in 2023. That was like 3 years ago. It's crazy. I was 21 years old at the time. I started watching it summer that year, like July 24th. I was like 21 years old. I was just working like for only 3 days and stuff because when I was working, I was still going to a community college, and I just wanted to balance that and working because I still wanted to make money and everything, You know what I mean? But I stopped going to community college because I just wasn't feeling it. It just wasn't my thing, but I hope the lighting isn't bad in here. Oh well, we'll worry about that later, but like, so yeah, it was like July 24th is when I started watching One Piece for the first time. Because I've heard things about it. I've heard it was a long anime, like over 1,000 episodes. And I was like, I feel like I can watch all of this. I mean, to be fair, I've seen every single episode of the original Pokemon anime. Well, I'm sorry, the Pokemon anime from the original all the way to Aim to be a Pokemon Master. Hold on a second. Cars driving by, but yeah, I've seen every single episode of the Pokemon anime from Indigo League all the way to Aim to be a Pokemon Master. And that's over 1,000 episodes too, more than One Piece. And yeah, I've watched all that. And I was like, bet One Piece shouldn't be a problem. So yeah, I just was sitting down and watching it, and I was like, wow, this is a really cool show about some stretchy kid with the straw hat. I feel like I was locked in as soon as I saw Luffy spring out of that barrel. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna like love this guy. He seems pretty cool, and how he just always is laughing and smiling even when in the face of danger. But yeah, like as the days and months went by, I was just getting into One Piece. Like I remember when I was working at my other job, not my current one, the one before, just on my breaks and stuff, I was just watching an episode or two and then going back to it. And then like even if I was like going to my other friends' houses and stuff. You see, the thing about me and my friends and stuff, like we like hang out with each other, but like we could be like doing our own thing. We just really enjoy each other's company. But like as I was saying, like yeah, I would just watch it with me almost anywhere, and I would just randomly bring it up. I was like, guys, I started watching this show called One Piece, and it's actually really cool so far. So yeah, and then like I just started to continue watching it like throughout when it got just better and better each season. Some people only say it gets better like 300 episodes in, but no, it gets better like East Blue, episode 37, when Nami looks at Luffy and asks him for his help. That's when it gets good. And then after that, it just gets even better and better. The freaking walk to Arlong Park is like, it was so cool, dude. Like how freaking Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, and Usopp pulled up on Arlong and his gang, and they were like, "We're about to fuck you all up." Excuse my French, but oh, it was just some hype shit. Especially like when they all got their time to shine, like when Zoro was fighting Hachi or Hachin, and when Zoro was fighting Hachi and Sanji was fighting the the manta ray fisherman, I forgot his name, and Usopp was fighting Chew. You see, I think, well, see, a lot of people don't like Usopp. I personally like the guy, even though he's kind of stupid sometimes. I just, that was a good moment for him, because when he was laying there, thought he just had to play dead and stuff, but then he realized, no, if I'm going to be part of this crew, I got to pull my weight and fight. And see, that's the thing about Usopp. He may be a coward, but he always stepped in and fought when it mattered. Yeah, and then, like, flash forward to 2023. Flash forward to 2024. I stopped working at the place I used to work at and started working at the place I currently work at. Been working there for 2 years, by the way. And it was also around the time when my dad and stepmom, or ex-stepmom, however you want to put it, were separated, and my dad had already signed a lease for this apartment we currently live in. We've been living here for 2 years now too. Well, for me, almost 2 years, because I moved in like a month after he did, shortly after I turned 22, back in 2024. But you know what's crazy is the day I started to get the rest of my stuff moved in, that's when I started Water 7. And I was like, okay, this is where One Piece gets like hella good. It's good from the start, but like it starts to get even, like I said, it gets better like as it goes on. And Water 7, freaking, that was some peak shit, bro. Like literally, like after I got all my stuff moved in here, I was just sitting there and watching it the whole time. I was like, dang, this is some good stuff. Like it was a crazy arc, like the freaking emotional roller coaster, like finding out Nico Robin's backstory, Usopp and Luffy fighting over the Going Merry, freaking how freaking the shipwrights were freaking part of the world government. Like it's just so like, it's good, bro. Like it's just so good. Like there's really nothing else to say than like it's so good. Like you can't beat it. And like, yeah, it's just, like I said, it's just so good. There's really nothing else to say. But like, yeah. So, and then like after post Enies Lobby and stuff and everything, we got cars driving by all the time, especially got loud trucks. But as I was saying, but yeah, it's just Water 7, Enies Lobby, peak arc. But like, dude, the freaking One Piece is like the only anime that will have you crying over a freaking pirate ship, bro. The Going Merry's Viking style funeral, it'll bring tears to your eyes, bro. But like, only One Piece can do that. And then flash forward to like Thriller Bark and stuff. Like, I was just feeling One Piece and stuff, and then went to Marine and freaking the Saba Odi Archipelago. It's freaking crazy how the freaking celestial dragons, like they just freaking can find anyone, pick them up off the side of the street and make them a slave, and you could look at them the wrong way and then they can pop you, bro. That's fucked up shit. But yeah, I mean, just like One Piece a lot. Now I've learned so much from it. It tackles like trauma and stuff, like honestly, then even though there's probably other shows out there that tackle well, but the way One Piece does it, like it's so crazy. It's just the thing about it is that in spite of like everything Luffy and his crew have been through, like Luffy being kidnapped by, I can't, y'all remember, if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. When him, Ace, and Sabo were little, Luffy got kidnapped and beaten. Like Luffy getting kidnapped as a child, Zoro's friend dying, Nami's mother getting shot in front of her and having to work for Arlong since she was a little kid, Usopp's mom dying, Sanji, like, his own brothers and father hated him. The only one who loved him was his mother. His sister loved him too. Why are people freaking messaging me right now? I forgot to put my phone in Do Not Disturb. If you're ever decide to start making YouTube videos, always put your phone on Do Not Disturb, or you'll get notifications like that. But yeah, like the only freaking people who love Sanji were his mother and sister. And dude, Chopper's backstory, like, it's like think of, for those you like, spoilers for those who haven't watched One Piece, when you get to Chopper, his is like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer's, like he's seen as a freak because Chopper has a blue nose, but Rudolph had a red one, and you know how the people thought Rudolph was a freak because of his red nose. Same thing for Chopper, except it's much more tragic and stuff. You'll see when you watch it, like Chopper being deemed a freak and stuff, losing the only father figure he had. Freaking Nico Robin becoming wanted by the world government at only 8 years old and being on the run for like 20 years until she found Luffy and his crew. And her just wanting to freaking not be alive anymore. I don't want to get emotional, but like, and Frankie getting hit by a train and having to turn his own body into half robot. Brooke's crew dying in front of him and being alone on their ship for 50 years. And as far as Jinbei goes, him working for Arlong and stuff, and then getting faced with racism and stuff, just because he's a fishman. Like, One Piece, it tackles serious stuff like racism, like I just said, genocide, countries that can't fight for themselves, and so on and so forth. Like, it's more than just the anime. Like, it tackles like real life stuff, like I was saying. But like, the way it saved my life is that like I said, like I was talking about the Straw Hats backstories, in spite of all the stuff they went through, their trauma and everything, because they all have their strengths and weaknesses. In spite of all of that, especially like Luffy, not only Luffy got kidnapped as a child, his brother Ace died in front of him during the war in Marineford. How could I forget that? It's hard to forget. And I loved Ace too. He was one of my favorite characters aside from Luffy. But like, yeah, like Luffy's own brother dying in front of him. But the thing is with that, he was, and like before and like at Sabaody when they all got separated and stuff, when they all got separated at Sabaody Archipelago, Luffy was already scared and distraught from that because he wasn't strong enough to protect his crew, he thought. And then Ace died and everything. And then post Marineford when he was just beating himself up over it. But Jinbei set him straight, saying like, yeah, your brother may be gone and it hurts, but you're not alone. Like, think about what you have still. And he remembers his crew. So like, in spite of all of that, he still chose to get stronger for them. Because that's what the 2-year time skip was for. That everyone trained to get stronger and do something. So One Piece has taught me, no matter how, all the stuff you go through and stuff, no matter how many times you fall, you just got to get back up and be strong and learn from that. Because they say the past can hurt. Your past can hurt you because not a lot of people have the best past. But you can either let that defy you or you can learn from it. And that's what Luffy and his crew did. They learned from their past. They didn't let it defy them. They used they just got stronger because they got stronger. They didn't let the bad things that happened to them defy them and to take it with them for the rest of their lives. They got stronger and they learned from it. And that's what it teaches you. Also teaches you to never give up on your dreams, no matter how crazy they may seem. Because my biggest dream is to go to Japan. I haven't gone there yet, but I plan on to soon. I'm just hoping I can get a good content creation career going because I want to be a content creator and everything. But I know I'll get to Japan someday. I've been wanting to go ever since I was 13, and I'm not giving up. And if you have a goal, you shouldn't give up on it either. No, people may try to bring you down and stuff, but don't let them. If you believe in yourself, other people's opinions do not matter. However, those who support you, that's good too. It's good to believe in yourself, but help and support from others is a big blessing. Remember that. But yeah, that's just the way One Piece saved my life. Like, it's taught me like how to reach for your goals no matter how crazy it may seem. Stand up and fight for your friends like the way Luffy does. And just, be a kind person. I mean, the Superman movie taught me that. I mean, I always try to be a kind person, but it just helped me embrace it. But yeah, One Piece really did save my life. I don't think I'd be where I am today without it. I know it's just people may see it as just an anime show, but it's way more than that. It could teach you some things, and it's definitely taught me a lot. So if you ever feel like you need a show to watch, just watch One Piece. I know it may be long, but honestly, that's what makes it great. Because as soon as I got caught up with it back in November, I was like, damn, I really wish I could watch this for the first time again. And I would, if I had the chance to watch One Piece for the first time again, I'd go for it. But yeah, One Piece, but with One Piece, with meeting the live action, anime, manga, all of it's great. It's just, it's peak fiction. And I stand by that. One Piece is the greatest fictional literature ever written, and I stand on those words. Anyways, that's going to be the end of the video. Like I said, sorry for the pauses and stuff, because I normally don't do stuff like this and everything, but that's the end of the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great day.